Hey, Peter.
Hey.
Couple of things that I learned in 2023. You want to hear them?
Yes.
Don't believe the hype.
I learned that in the 80s, but
and
don't be fooled by the myth of control.
Deep.
Yeah.
I'm Adam Manis.
And I'm Peter
And
Martin.
you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Jazz Talk, and today only, Jazz Awards.
What now?
Awards.
Awards. We're giving out
Yeah.
awards for
Am
jazz?
I saying that funny? Awards.
It's a weird word
It is
when
a weird
you
word.
break it down. Yeah,
Yeah,
award.
well, I mean, we're bequeathing our approval on these 5 jazz albums.
I think it's a St. Louis City ordinance that you can't bequeath in public, Peter. I'm pretty sure.
Well, this is
Can't
private.
be
This is
all
private.
Bequeathing
Nobody's
out on
here.
the street.
No, but I mean, we are kind of giving our stamp of approval to these 5 jazz albums, which is interesting because earlier this year, I did a video called The 10 Greatest Jazz Albums of All Time.
That's right.
And
Hit video, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I
Mega
got a
hit
lot
video.
I got hit a lot in the comments because, so I want to be clear about this one. We're not saying these are the best. These are 5 that we're highlighting that we enjoyed and we think are the best, actually. No, but this is it's a subjective thing, of course.
It is, of
So don't
course.
flame us or troll us or all these different things. This is just our personal opinion. Now, and this is not scientific. We haven't listened to every jazz release of the year. And some of these, one in particular, I'm thinking, there's probably going to be some people that say that's jazz alternate or that's alternative jazz or that's smooth jazz
Are
or
they
whatever.
Say it like that, though?
Yeah, they're going to
They
say it
gotta
like
get real
that.
up in their nose.
But we have a big tent when we talking about the different things. But again, this is just our subjective opinion, and we hope it's fun. We hope there's some maybe that you haven't heard. And please leave us in the comments on the YouTube what your favorites, because we'd love to see 5 more, 10 more, whatever, many different other ones. Because I think, contrary to popular belief, another thing people say with the funny voice, there's no good jazz albums anymore. Nobody's making records.
What do they
that are
say?
any
There's
good.
no good say again?
Jazz albums.
There's no good jazz albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty good ones.
Yeah.
And none of these, I think, are going to be a super surprise to our listeners. If you've been into the show all year, you probably heard us at least talk about most of these.
Right. But there's some glaring omissions, I'm sure. So
Of course.
Yeah.
But let's start with
and these are in no
something-
particular order. 'Cause
No
we don't
particular
even, I don't even
order.
know what order you're going to put
I mean,
them
I
in.
did take about 20 minutes to make this order, but okay, yeah, no particular order.
Oh, sorry.
Peter. According to Peter,
What? No, is it 5
no
to 1
particular
then?
order.
Is it time for my solo?
I sure hope so.
That made no sense.
First up, I don't know if we have talked about this one, but this is Walter Smith III, saxophonist Walter Smith III.
Yes.
Return to Casual. This is a very good modern listen. We got Taylor Eichstein on
Oh,
the
wow. You
piano
got a whole
here.
playlist
We
going.
got a whole playlist. You can
We'll
check
link
that
to
out in
that.
the show notes. Here's Walter Smith. Bang.
That smells of modernity.
Someone's hungry. How good is that? Come on. The textural changes.
Sound. Killing. Blue Note. Shout out Blue Note Records. We're going to hear a lot from them.
Yeah, this is a Blue Note recording. Do yourself a favor. Go check out Return to Casual. Walter Smith III, great band. Incredible recording.
The thing I said at the beginning, it just sounds modern. I love that and some people will be like, oh, that's this, that's that. But I mean, to me, that sounds fresh. It sounds you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
it's jazz. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Walter. Got a chance to play with him a couple times, and but I'm not super familiar with his music, other than to say that the quality level, the freshness, and this whole album is a great one.
And
a lot of
this
fun.
is the opening track, but there's a lot of and it has that sort of like modern New York edge to it. You know what I mean? But man, there's a lot of very subtle tracks on this album. There's a Kate Bush cover. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening. It's a great listen front to back.
Yep.
Can't recommend it enough. Next, Peter, on our list, the second of our top 5 favorite jazz albums of 2023. This is something that we actually featured several weeks ago. This is Christian McBride's new Jawn, and this is their album Prime. This is an Ornette Coleman tune called Good
Yeah.
Life.
Sheet sounds great on this.
Yeah, Nasheed Waits on drums. Josh Evans on trumpet, Marcus Strickland on tenor saxophone, and bass clarinet. Again, another very modern sounding album. The flavor of this one is new,
Yes.
fresh.
Yeah, and I think that this is such a great, wonderful individual performances. McBride, I think, did such a great job with this group, and I think this is their second album, and I've heard them live some, of getting the right combination of players. And normally I would say when you omit the piano, that is what we would call in the business a glaring omission.
You don't like that.
No. But in this case, I think he made such a great choice. Putting a band together, making an album, different things that kind of, it's such a what the end result of this with these great performances, improvisations, some wonderful solos on this.
Yep.
Great interactions. And Nasheed
Grooves,
and
right.
McBride, the way they play together is so great. And it happens, the magic happens on the gig and in the studio. We know this. But there is a magic that happens in the preparation. And not so much the preparation with this kind of an album with play these notes, because it's very open. This album is like one of McBride's most open albums, I would say.
Conceptual.
Right,
preparation.
conceptual. But so it becomes even more front-loaded and important, the concept of the band, the combination of the personalities, the instrumentation. And I think he really nailed it with New Jawn.
Yeah, McBride, he's got a future. That guy.
Yeah. But think about how different that is than his big band project or Inside Straight and they're all
anything
great.
Else.
Yeah, and it's easy for people to be like, oh, well, McBride, he's so good.
Honestly.
And he's a chameleon. He could play in any situation. And that's true to a point, but not when you get to this higher quality level like this album where it's not just about let me listen to McBride with anyone. It's going to be killing.
You know what we need? Mr.
What?
McBride, if you're listening. I call him Mr. McBride. You call him Christian or whatever you want to call him. I call him Mr. McBride. Mr. McBride, if you're listening.
He would laugh if I called him Mr. McBride. Mr. Manis.
That is funny. That is funny. What we want in 2024, though, Mr. McBride, is a trio album with Gregory Hutchinson and Benny Green. That trio from last year where they
they were at the Vanguard 2 weeks ago.
They were at the Vanguard.
You could have taken your new private jet up there.
We want. I could have taken my.
Or was it a
jet.
biplane?
It's a very. I would have had to stop a couple times. That's an inside joke. I'm looking at planes, folks. But yeah, I want that Ray Brown tribute trio.
Yeah,
to record an album.
Absolutely, that's a great trio.
Next up, this is actually.
By the way, there's the way you're presenting this on screen. There's not a lot of drama as to what number 3.
I know.
That's okay.
Next up is an album we talked about just a couple weeks ago, and it just was released a couple weeks ago. It's Solo Game by the incredible Sullivan Fortner.
And apologies, I was looking. Maybe what label is this on? We were just talking about.
I think it's self-released, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
No.
It's anyway. Well, Artwork Records.
I don't
shout out Artwork.
Yeah. But I know it's produced by Fred Hirsch, and that is another feather in the cap for this one. This is Invitation, the standard Invitation. So good, you know it. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. Solo Game. I mean, all of that playful inventiveness. Yeah. It is honestly, this album is addicting. I can't stop listening to it.
Yeah, and it sounds like a Fred Hirsch produced record in terms of the sound, which is such a wonderful thing. You know, it's that connection there. But
piano sounds amazing.
Yeah, piano sounds amazing. And Sullivan just plays this beep off, and it's a fun record. It's a beep.
His beep.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm beeping out myself. Fun record, but really fun to just listen to like all the way through. It's a long record.
Off.
Is it a double album? Because I've only been listening to it streaming.
Yeah.
I need to get the physical copy. I'm all about the physical copy.
I would love to get an LP if anybody's listening. Again, if I'm making requests of these jazz crates,
you know what?
I would like a vinyl double album.
I saw Sullivan at the Vanguard 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
And I was telling him how much I enjoyed the record. And when he had heard, he sends his greetings, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
He had heard our episode about him. His mother, who I've known for many years, as I have Sullivan, actually hipped him to our episode, which was funny.
Oh, that's cool.
But I told someone, I was like, I love it. I was like, is it on vinyl or is it coming? And he said, no. He's like, I'm trying to get the record company to do that. But they're saying, so that would absolutely.
We would buy it, at least one copy here for Open Studio.
Yeah. Links to all these albums to be able to purchase them will be below, of course. Stream it, buy it. But, it's fun to have. I mean, the top 5, get them physical.
That's right.
Let's
next up, now this is more of this is alt jazz, Peter.
I want to
This is right in this.
Physical.
Oh boy, we got a little.
Let me see your body move. Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yep.
This is square in the bullseye of that famous alt jazz genre, the genre that everybody's talking about.
Was alt jazz created for this album?
It might have been
at the Grammys. Yeah.
This is Meshell Ndegeocello. Now, this is a musician that I've known about since I was a teenager, and she lit it up when I was a teenager, man. You remember
Peace
that?
Beyond Passion.
Dude.
Was that what's called? Peace Beyond? Yeah. Such a great album.
Unbelievable. And I mean, I was introduced to her. What was that song? Was it John Mellencamp or something?
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
That thing, that big bass line. Unbelievable musician. And you hit me to this a couple weeks ago. This is the Omnichord Real Book. This is Clearwater.
Don't be fooled by the myth of control. Be at peace.
Jeff Parker,
within
killing it.
Killing it.
And constant rebirth of the creative mind. To be in the now of creation.
Jeff.
Push past one's knowledge and understanding. Into the chaos. Push past the predictability.
I love what Jeff does.
Comfort. Into the unknown. Find peace. In the now of creation. Find solace there.
It's so good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just a mega talent.
Meshell is so great at like putting this stuff together, like identifying. She's worked with Jeff, a bunch over the years. Oliver Lake from St. Louis, great drummer, who actually I think is not on this track, but he's on the album. And like she's so good at pulling these different elements together.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it. Alternative jazz, just music.
Really good music.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use this lightly in saying like it's reminiscent of the way that Stevie Wonder, and I know people are like, oh, watch yourself, Stevie's. Of course, Stevie Wonder is the OG, still is. But I'm saying like her ability to be able to bring these different disparate elements together under whatever umbrella. I love the title of the record, is hilarious too.
Have they collaborated? They must have.
I'm sure at some point. I don't know about I've never heard anything recorded. But she's such a smart, intelligent, and soulful musician.
100%.
But production wise and just the concept, the spoken word, the lyrics, it's a fun record too.
So that's the 4th of our 5 favorite jazz albums. Peter, we're going to go out on, and
this was not chosen by me.
This was not chosen by Peter, but it was chosen by me because it is Peter Martin and Generation S. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the last 6 months, in September, Peter recorded an album live in one take in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Here at Open Studio, streamed live all around the world. And we turned that into an album called Generation S and a band called Generation S. And
produced by?
I am the producer on the album, so I will present it here. It's my honor and pleasure to present Groove Echo Chamber from Peter Martin Generation. So, Peter, we had nothing but a massive amount of amazing feedback about the album. Everybody loves it. The tunes are incredible. The playing, of course, is amazing. You've got Sarah Hanahan on the alto saxophone, Ruben Rogers on the bass, and Gregory Hutchinson on the drums. Kalen Band, Kalen Tunes. We had a great, incredible recording experience here. Everything sounds amazing. And this is, I think, a lot of people's favorite track. This is Groove Echo Chamber. Let's go out on this, eh?
All right. Happy 2023.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Original artwork by Kababi Bayak, across the street here from us. How good does that sound, man? Check it out. Till next time, everybody.
You'll hear it.